Welcome to Psychology Refresh. Today we're going to go over the dark side of every MBTI personality type. Make sure to watch each one and find out the evil side of each personality type. Each personality type has some dark traits, and we have described those in each one of the 16 personality types. Find out what it is and determine how you can use this knowledge in reaching personal growth and self-improvement. Here is the dark side of every MBTI personality type. Number 1. ISTJ. The goal of unhealthy ISTJs is to exercise control over the external environment and force it to follow their routine or set of values. This may repress individuals they believe to be threats, even though those people are perfectly harmless, because their personal security comes before everyone else's benefit. These ISTJs were typically raised in dysfunctional families or social structures. They unquestioningly accept the unethical customs and ideas they were taught as children and have no trouble imposing them on others. Any doubts, skepticism, or indication of disobedience are immediately recognized. They have no concern for the feelings, opinions, or welfare of anyone except themselves. There is only one correct method, and that is their method, or the one prescribed by their authority figure. Any detail or act of disobedience that deviates from their established routine will be met with harsh words, distant treatment, and criticism. Number 2. ISFJ. ISFJs who are destructive think that everyone must instantaneously adhere to the customs and values they have adopted as their own. At first glance, they could appear nice, yet their subtle manner belies their cunning and passive-aggressive nature. They will immediately exclude you from their lives if you defy convention or disturb their established routine, or they will use cunning means to get you demoted or punished. They do kind things for people just to be acknowledged and praised, and when they don't get the acclaim they were hoping for, they become hostile. They will withdraw into self-pity and impose guilt trips when someone questions them. They put forth a lot of effort and have a strong feeling of responsibility, even if it is to a dishonest power system or cultural construct. Number 3. ESTJ. Unhealthy ESTJs tend to be autocratic, combative, and domineering. They think their way is the only way and that they know what is best for everyone. They disrespect other people's sentiments and morals in order to uphold their own narrow viewpoints. They move forward to accomplish their objectives, but instead of pausing to consider their choices, they bulldoze through everyone in their way. They are obstinate in their beliefs and forceful in their pursuit of their objectives. And because they believe that the ends justify the means, they will disregard the moral ramifications of their choices. They might support a corrupt system or power and repress anyone who challenges or opposes it. They don't care about other people's personal experiences since they believe in their own. While allowing themselves to have their own tantrums and emotional outbursts, they mock the values and emotions of others. If you are enjoying our content, please give this video a like, subscribe to our channel, and do not forget to turn on the notification bell. Number 4. ESFJ. ESFJs who are destructive are prone to gossip, manipulation, and control. They internalize the values of those around them and bully anyone who holds a different set of values. If it gives them the chance to win authority's favor, they could take pleasure in spreading stories. They are the traditional teacher's pets, always looking for compliments from those they hold in high regard. When they don't receive the acclaim they were hoping for, they will throw pity parties for themselves. They might be dishonest, two-faced, and passive-aggressive, and anyone who doesn't share their widely held beliefs is made fun of, gaslighted, or otherwise mocked. They are always seeking the attention and approval of the people in their lives, and they are easily irritated by any perceived slight or anything that competes for that attention. Even if the rules are corrupt, they will criticize anyone who breaks them. Number 5. INFJ. Unhealthy INFJs are cunning, manipulative, and self-righteous. They aim to realize their future vision above anything else. And to achieve this aim, they will do whatever it takes, including lying, making shady transactions, and using trickery. And because the ends justify the means in their eyes, they rationalize what they do. They frequently believe that they are smarter and more enlightened than others, and as a result, they come to the conclusion that any input from the outside world is foolish and shallow. They cease valuing human connections and instead exist in their own subjective fantasy world. To achieve their objective, INFJs must use other people. If they cause harm to others along the road, they will work to suppress any guilt they may experience. They could be passive-aggressive in their close relationships, using other people's flaws and failings against them as a form of blackmail. When confronted with their mistakes, they could sulk in self-pity or exclude others who don't share their entire approval from their lives. Number 6. INFP. Self-righteous, self-absorbed, and vacillating between being passive and incredibly judgmental, destructive INFPs are dangerous. They enjoy living in their dreams but don't give much thought to the everyday realities. They might disregard their friends and family and opt to live in a fantasy world instead. In essence, they leave behind everyone who is important to them. They may be so wedded to their ideals that everyone in the real world appears defective and disappointed that they believe themselves to be morally superior or virtuous than others. They might withdraw from society and silently assess everyone they encounter. They might start treating the people in their lives more harshly and condemningly over time. They could become so preoccupied with their own beliefs and dreams that they reject or criticize anyone who tries to win their affection. Number 7. ENFJ. Dramatic, domineering, and manipulative are the traits of unhealthy ENFJs. They enjoy persuading and pressuring others to share their beliefs and vision. Anyone who doesn't follow their kind advice is subjective to passive-aggressive abuse because their way is always the best way. While treating individuals in positions of authority with respect and eager attention, the evil ENFJ despises those they deem to be less intelligent than themselves. They freely divulge other people's secrets and give the thumbs up to anyone who can assist them realize their future vision or notion. They could come across as wonderfully generous and nice in person, yet when you're not around, they might humiliate and ridicule you in front of others. Number 8. ENFP. The unhealthy ENFP is deceitful, egotistical, and unfaithful. They think their interests and our beliefs are the center of the universe. They only consider other people in terms of what they can gain from them. They carelessly abandon plans and neglect duties, jumping from one concept or relationship to the next. For sick ENFPs, inspiration and excitement are everything, and they will use any strategy to get them, even if it involves lying or doing anything immoral. They attack anyone who disagrees with them or raises doubts about their talents because they are so certain of their own views. They disregard their dietary and health demands and may become more and more damaging to themselves as a result. Number 9. ISTP. ISTPs who are really dysfunctional are icy, destructive, and self-indulgent. They are capable of being ruthlessly logical, but only as long as it serves their own interests and anyone standing in their way. They disregard their morals and don't care about other people's well-being or sentiments. They avoid interacting with others and despise relationships, and even if doing so hurts them or others, their aim is to get pleasure or advance in life. They are frequently cold-blooded and self-centered, and anyone who tries to influence them will quickly make them angry. Even if it involves taking another person's life, evil ISTPs can be the ideal mercenaries, employing their practical knowledge to acquire cash or sensory experience. Number 10. ISFP. Self-serving, judgmental, and indulgent describe unhealthy ISFPs. They are easily overcome by feelings of misery and resentment due to numerous imagined or misinterpreted slights. Stages of passive-aggressive iciness will give way to stages of self-righteous fury. Because they are oblivious to the effects of their actions, they only think about the here and now, and are sometimes quite reckless. They tend to overindulge, overspend, overdrink, or pursue pleasure without considering how it can affect themselves or others. And even though they never express their extreme emotional reactions out loud, they are easily enraged by individuals who don't understand them. They are not persuaded by logical justifications or reasoned discourse. Instead, they rely only on their own personal values to make decisions about everyone they let into their lives. If they can't get full approval, they can decide to completely exclude people. Number 11. ESTP. Evil ESTPs exploit everybody who stands in their way in order to experience thrills, opportunities, and pleasure. They are skilled manipulators who have no problem lying, cheating, or swindling to achieve their goals. They suppress any moral considerations that cross their minds and show little regard for the feelings and ideals of other people. Even if it means leaving a path of shattered hearts and bullied souls in their wake, life is meant to be exploited, lived to the utmost, and taken advantage of. Negative or positive attention provides unhealthy ESTPs a buzz, and they may like harassing or bullying others for the same reason. They have a tendency to be hedonistic, irresponsible, and impulsive. Number 12. ESFP. Destructive ESFPs will do anything to get attention and feel good. They act on impulse and are arrogant and egotistical. They detest anything or anyone that might overshadow them and will act passive-aggressively toward anyone they believe might do so. Their lives are ruled by their subjective feelings, and they actively avoid rational reasoning and critical criticism. They will be deeply in love one moment, then abandon or cheat on their relationships because they feel imprisoned. Without regard for the individuals they may affect along the road, they bounce from one thrilling adventure to another. Number 13. INTJ. The unhealthy INTJ is icy, condescending, and in charge. They treat everyone who doesn't share their perspective or logic with disdain and arrogance. They might even take pleasure in mocking, caustic jabs, or otherwise demeaning other individuals. They believe that they are superior to others and that they are smarter or more enlightened than the rest of humanity. They obstinately stick to their perception without considering alternative points of view because they firmly believe that their future vision and predictions are always accurate. Anyone who criticizes them or offers a different perspective that differs from their own makes them furious and vengeful. Because they are so disappointed in people, evil INTJs may isolate themselves from the outside world. They might try to micromanage and excessively control people in their own life if they don't do this, making them follow a rigid set of rules. They may be quick and horrifyingly effective at coming up with strategies that are detrimental for the welfare of humanity if they have a corrupt vision. Number 14. INTP. The individuals that depend on them are ignored and neglected by evil INTPs because they are arrogant, negligent, and too caught up in their own thoughts and ideals. They despise the masses because they believe they are less intelligent or wise than they are. They wander into their own solitary worlds, avoiding obligations and loved ones. Anyone who tries to approach them or establish a connection is avoided or subjected to silent passive violence. People are not seen as unique individuals by the unhealthy INTP, rather they are treated as experimental tools. They might even play around with people to see what happens, treating them like objects to be manipulated and discarded. They frequently use harsh language, but they don't give any thoughts to how their comments affect others emotionally. Being left alone so they can contemplate and experiment is the center of their universe. Number 15. ENTJ. ENTJs who are destructive tend to be aggressive, domineering, and short-tempered. They have a distinct vision for the future and will compel everyone to share it. giving little consideration to the opinions and viewpoints of others. They can be scary bullies with raging tempers who use their fast wits and reasoned arguments to humiliate and intimidate their foes. When things don't go their way, they'll become fussy and indulge in self-pity because they believe they are beyond emotions and subjective sensations. They view other people's emotions and morals as unimportant or foolish, and they are immensely proud of their logical superiority. They like exerting power over others and manipulating others by their intuitive views. They view dominance as a game, and as their health deteriorates, they become more and more power-hungry. Number 16. ENTP. The evil ENTP is self-centered, manipulative, and condescending. They are always surrounded by ideas, which isn't necessarily a negative thing in and of itself, but the unhealthy ENTP will do whatever it takes to pursue those ideas. In an effort to obtain what they require to accomplish their next objective, they could deceive, trick, or rob individuals. They could also take pleasure in playing tricks on people to see what occurs. The destructive ENTP enjoys trolling and doesn't give a damn about the emotional harm it causes others. They are untrustworthy and unreliable, leaving loved ones behind to heed their whims, which are constantly changing. The ENTP is a lovely and kind friend to everyone who expresses interest in their plans. However, the ENTP may discriminate against, ridicule, or humiliate this same person the moment they reject an idea. These videos will be really helpful for you.